Hello from the Engerati studio. I'm Rose Bundock and I'm joined now by Ana Domingues, Vice President of Global Utilities at CGI. Anna, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
I think we can class you as a friend of Engerati now. We've interviewed you for many years at this event, and it's usually good timing because you've just completed your annual survey of your clients, utility clients.
Exactly.
So we're keen to hear what's the key finding for you from this year's research?
Yeah, this year I would really like to highlight the importance that utilities are putting around optimizing their business operations. They are really feeling increasing pressures to reduce the cost of running the business, to increase their efficiency and productivity and improve overall performance, doing more with less. So regulators are becoming much more demanding around approving the investment cases, and shareholders for private companies are demanding higher dividends or at least not so much capital investments to support change. So it is very important for them to sweat the assets, optimize the investments in the assets and reduce the cost of operating those assets, but also reduce the cost to serve consumers while at the same time improving the service levels.
So, as you were saying off air, it's quite distinct from transformation. Optimizing we're talking about a different thing here.
Yeah, absolutely. So when we think about optimizing operations, we are looking into a continuous improvement by leveraging what you already have with marginal investments that are required. It's a lot about looking for quicker gains of efficiency, going for the low-hanging fruit, if we can talk like that. And in some instances, it will be to lay out the foundation for the transformation, but it's different from transformation. Optimization is more around bolting on some additional technologies into your IT landscape so that you can really go for the quick gains of efficiency. While transformation, it would require an enterprise-wide digital strategy that supports new ways of creating value and of delivering that value, and it should also need a change in the culture, in the way the organization is set up and in the culture of the enterprise.
So let's think about smart metering. How can a DSO optimize their smart metering program or the existing assets they have?
Yeah, so again, utilities are on different stages of the transformation, of the digital transformation journey, and then, for some, smart meters are still a transformational enabler, while others, such as in the US, they are really a lever for optimizing outage management response, for example. So in the US, where in many states smart meters have been deployed massively, they are an infrastructure, expensive one that is there already to better exploit, and you can use the data coming from the smart meters correlated with other data coming from other sources and be able to improve dramatically your outage response, which is actually an important demand from regulators and consumers overall in the US when it comes to improving the customer service levels.
So as consultants, you obviously have the benefit of being able to look from the outside in and see where utilities can optimize. What's the sort of approach there? How do you identify these opportunities to make savings and work more efficiently?
Right, so first of all, they are looking to replace some legacy systems, right? So for the retailers, some of their legacy customer information systems are not at all ready for the need to go faster to market with all kinds of new products and services, and even about the need to better know the customer and be more agile. So they are looking into changing some of those platforms on the grid side, changing the SCADA systems. So this can be quite significant investments, but it's really about handling the foundational technology to prepare you for going after some optimization possibilities as well. And also mobility, that's a low-hanging fruit for many, especially for those utilities that are still very much paper-based, and they see the opportunity to go for a digital mobile workforce. And there are many gains to get from there. Actually, in the paper that I've written and just recently launched by CGI, we see that leaders are actually increasing their priorities around the mobility initiatives. And actually the leaders are more mature in exploiting mobile solutions. So they have experienced it, they have seen the gains of productivity, and they are now looking to expand it to all kind of areas across the enterprise. And these initiatives are actually being led by the business. But when we look at analytics, which is actually seen by a lot of our utilities as also a quick opportunity to go for gains in efficiency, we see that the IT is leading more the initiatives than the business. They have a better view of the different data sources, and they are more acquainted with what the technology can provide, and then they are looking to push some of the analytics projects into utilities. However, they stumble with data quality and data management. Right? So that was again one of our key challenges to the digital transformation that our clients pointed into the survey we did this year. And the recommendation is actually that while you have an enterprise-wide strategy and you are thinking big, you really need to start small, because you can't boil the ocean by trying to solve all kind of data quality issues without really knowing first where you are going to use it. And there is also the need to have some buy-in into the organization by having some quick wins on how you use the data to be able to first to go for bigger projects, but also to fund these same projects with the funds that you have released with the quicker wins in the initial phase.
Can you give some examples of those quick data wins?
Well, for example, and it really depends on the maturity of the utility. But if you set up a mobile workforce management solution, you can quickly start seeing that what you have in the field is not the same you have in your records system of records, because with mobility and digital mobility in the field, you can start having a quicker integration or a tighter integration between what you have in the field and what you have in your backend system. So you quickly start seeing the mismatches in the data. And through a transition period, as you go through the field and you do your normal work in the field, you start cleaning your data. And you start showing to the engineers and to the operations the value of data and what it can do for you in your daily jobs. And then a CIO can aim for higher stakes. Okay, so now that I have proven, data is, everybody's excited about it, then you are ready to move into a higher scale.
Anna, a final question. Can transformation and optimization run parallel?
Yes, and the answer is yes, and in my opinion it should, right? Because the transformation requires a number of steps that are not easy to take because things are so uncertain. You need to define your vision, your mission in the industry, what is your strategy, what is your roadmap. It has to be enterprise-wide, and even more complex, should include the wider ecosystem, right? So while you do all of that, no one is waiting for you to do all of that without extracting the efficiencies and the productivity that you have at your hand in the organization. And capital is scarce. There is big pressure for utilities to do more with less. So you really need to release funds to finance the change.
Thank you. Always a pleasure and always insightful. Thank you, Anna.
Thank you for having me.
That's all from the Engerati studio for now. You can watch plenty more of our videos on our YouTube channel. Thank you for watching.